All right, so once again, the compost system is getting an upgrade. We're going to have 2 open composts, which is going to make it a lot easier to actually turn the compost and get it working a lot faster and heating up right, because you need to aerate compost and get it moving so that the process works a lot better. After Sam turned it the other day, we definitely thought about it and decided that it needs another upgrade. So we're going to have 2 compost bays that are open from the front so that you can come over with the shovel or a pitchfork, flip it into the other one and do that once a week, getting it from one to the other and then back again. So Sam's just digging out a trench so that we can fit the next one in. We actually got given 20 kilograms of potatoes just because no one else was buying them. So this is still perfectly fine to eat. When potatoes have sprouts on them like this, you can just literally pick them off and they're completely fine to eat. But even better than that, because they're sprouting, we can actually plant those straight into the ground. I was meaning to get some seed potatoes and now I don't have to because I've got them right here. So I'm thinking of planting our potatoes right here, right behind our garden, which is just over there. I'm thinking underneath some of these trees, as well as this big plot of land that we've got just sitting around doing nothing. This is a perfect place for potatoes because potatoes are one of those crops that you plant and then just kind of leave them to do their thing. Make sure they get plenty of water, but other than that, they're pretty easy. I'm out of breath. All right, you guys, call it whatever you like. Call it laziness, call it ran out of energy, call it low stamina, but I'm gonna call it successive planting. So this is hard work. I don't think I've been here long, but I've dug out 3 trenches, and because this has never been planted into, it's just really hard to get through, and just using whatever that tool is, Sam told me the name, I've already forgotten, but it's tough. So I've dug out 3 trenches and I'm going to plant 3 rows of potatoes so far. Then in about a week, or whenever I have the energy to come out and do this again, I'm going to plant a few more rows, and I'll keep doing it like that until I have this whole area planted with potatoes. The idea with this and successive planting is that the potato plants will come to maturity at different times, so we won't be overloaded with potatoes. We'll only have as many as we are wanting to eat and consume. So I think that's a pretty good idea. I'm going to pick out the potatoes that have already sprouted like this because they're just going to have a nice head start. The straw is a really good idea to make sure that your potatoes are covered up. It will keep them warm, it'll keep the soil moist, which will help them grow a lot better. I can already tell the chickens are just going to come over here and dig in this in a moment. Bed 1 done. Still so many potatoes. Let's see how long this lasts before the chickens realize it's here and start digging in it. As a beginning gardener, seeing my garden this bare and not really doing much is really disheartening. I think because there's this idea that your garden should always be thriving and growing. I have to keep reminding myself that it's autumn, we're heading into winter, and naturally there's less sun, less heat, and things aren't going to grow as much. So I am planting lots. I am planting beans, I'm planting garlic, I'm planting potatoes, radishes, carrots. There's lots in the ground, but it's going to take longer. And spots in my garden like this where I'm planting flowers, I'm actually not going to see the beauty and the lushness of these flowers until springtime. So I'm actually quite excited to plant flowers this season because it means that come springtime, the first day that I'll be able to plant will be the day that these flowers tell me. Not to mention daffodils are one of my absolute favorite flowers. I strongly believe that if gardening were to teach us only one skill, I think it would be patience. You really have to be patient with your skills, patient with the growing of your different vegetables and flowers, patient with the process and believing that it's going to happen. And I think patience, to me personally, is one of the hardest skills to learn. In our world today especially, we're so busy and so focused on getting to our goals and achieving things that we often miss out on being patient and enjoying the process. I'm curious to know, what skill do you think is the hardest for you to learn? What skill do you think you are still learning and still improving each time you do anything in your life?